Joining me now, Michael Henriksen, CEO of Gold X2 Mining. Thanks for coming by. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Good. So let's start with this name change, which literally happened in the last week or so. You were Gold Shore Resources. And so maybe to give us a little flavor as to why the name change. You mentioned it's a pivotal time for the company and you want to sharpen your focus as well.
Well, I mean, ultimately, we're sort of transitioning from an exploration company into a development company. That's the primary reason for it. And then the secondary reason is one of our major investors, Brian Pace Braga, has sold GoldX, the original GoldX Mining back in the day. And so wanted to respect that brand and bring it forward into GoldX2 here.
I learned something there. Very good. Perfect. So you've got the Moss Gold project in Ontario. The company's invested something like $75 million the last several years. You've done about 100,000 meters of drilling, pardon my voice. And there's been more than 250,000 total historically. So, and you've also said that this is one of the few remaining deposits in Canada that can become a pretty big mine, correct?
Yeah, I mean, our vision is for this deposit to be a top 10 producer in Canada. I mean, we've seen the investment really has gone from a 3 million, has allowed the deposit to go from a 3 million ounce asset to, 6.7 million in our current MRE. I think we've got visibility to 8. So obviously money well spent. We're working with G Mining to right now daylight the economics of this, and that will come out later in the year. But it's, to my mind, to be able to say, look, we have the potential to be a top 10 producer. The asset's emerging still. We don't quite know how big it's going to be. It hasn't been around for multiple cycles. So the investment that's gone into it has showed a tremendous amount of growth, and I think that's going to continue for a period of time here to come.
Now, you've started infill drilling, or the team has, and you've got some high priority targets, 21,000 meters. Something I find interesting in your slide deck or one of your news releases, that in the mineral resource estimate, you're only accounting for about 3.6 kilometers of this 35 kilometer trend.
Yeah.
And so that's such a small amount. So clearly room for growth there.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's been really fun to be on this asset because we're literally drilling at the deposit and adding ounces. We're not converting inferred into indicated yet. That's coming. But we've just been able to grow it by drilling inside of the resource pit. So it just means it's not, completely drilled off. That's one point. I think the next point is you step away from the asset. I mean, we're talking about a 6 million plus ounce deposit. Usually when you come across one of these things globally, it's being explored, extensively all around. And in this case, at Moss, it really isn't the case. So we've been able to go back to first principles, basic geophysics surveys, basic geochem surveys in the surrounding area. And what we're finding here, and what we'll daylight to the investor public in probably later September, early October, is a bunch of brand new targets that are just to the south of the Moss deposit. So I think for us to be sitting here saying, well, the deposit's going to continue to grow, that's clear. Results are demonstrating that. But then, hey, there are a bunch of new other targets that could deliver. That's how we start thinking about, can we go through plus 10 million ounces? So it's a great position to be in.
Right. And then some other potential catalysts coming later this year. You've talked about an updated MRE, PEA. So that's all on track for by the end of the year?
It's all on track. Yeah. G Mining will do both the updated MRE and the PEA. We call it a PEA plus because we're really trying to do more on a pre-feasibility level. We want to give our investors like real guidance and not have, plus or minus 50%, outcomes.
Right.
So that's really important to us that we get a good study out that's defendable in front of any investor, any corporate, and that they'll know, hey, this is a real piece of work that got done here.
And lastly, Michael, we're here at the Beaver Creek conference. We have a lot of happy executives because gold miners and explorers are finally doing well. Even money's trickling down to juniors as well. So can you sum it up for us in terms of your investment case and the current environment?
Yeah, I think for us, what I would tell investors is that this asset is emerging. It's not just a static thing that requires a higher gold price. This is something that's developing with investment to an unknown outcome right now. So, I can put my hand on my heart and say, yeah, I think it's going to go above 10 million ounces just off the Trans-Canada Highway. Obviously, the current gold market it's buoyant, and it's been a long, dark period for us all. So
Right.
We're all feeling very good about it. But, for me, we view this in a conservative standpoint. 3-year trailing average is what we'll put the study out at, and it'll be solid, and then everybody can do the math from there and see
Right.
the sensitivities, and obviously it'll look very good.
All right, very exciting. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks for having me.
Michael Henriksen, CEO of Gold X2 Mining.